Hello everybody, it's very nice to be here. My name is Andrea Baldini and I'm Chanjan Chair Professor here at the School of Arts of Peking University, and it's an honor to be with my colleague Matteo Ravasio, who is also Assistant Professor here at the School of Arts of Peking University. What we're going to do in this video is introducing our Ph.D. program in History and Theory of Art, a Ph.D. program fully in English, in the hope of clarifying some of the doubts of the questions that you might have about this program, and again, in the hope that you will actually join our family. Now, Peking University is one of the most prestigious universities in the world. It is one of the oldest universities in China. Actually, was founded in 1898. The university has actually excellence both in research and in teaching across the spectrum of many different disciplines. So it's a generalist university. We cover everything from the humanities to the hard sciences. And our placement in the last few years in international rankings have been outstanding. We are very proud and very honored to be part of this great journey. As you can see in the QS ranking from 2026, we were ranked 14 in the world and second in Asia, just right after the University of Hong Kong. The School of Arts actually is a particular institution within the university here in Peking, and in general is a particular kind of institution across the globe. School of Arts do not really have exact matches in other academic contexts, as we will see also later in what our students will tell you about their journey. The school investigates problems related to the art, both theoretically and practically, across many different disciplines. So we have actually several different departments, including departments of art theory and history, department of fine arts, department of film studies, of musicology, and creative design and cultural management. Now, the School of Arts, and in general, all the School of Arts in China are very, very new. Our school was founded in 2006, though its origin can be traced back to the 1920s. It is constantly ranked among the best School of Arts in China. We have been, I think, #1 for the last 5 years. And it makes this a very interesting place where to carry out both your research and your life, your intellectual life.
The International PhD program in History and Theory of Art started in 2020, so it's a fairly recently established program. But we are proud to say we have already welcomed several international students. 4 students have already graduated. We have currently 11 faculty members who serve as teachers or advisors in this program. Currently, we have 8 students enrolled, with 3 new enrollments this year. We hope that you are going to be part of our family in the future. The structure of the course consists of one year of coursework. You have several compulsory courses, including a course in Chinese language. If you don't have any background in Chinese, then it's going to be an elementary course. You can choose a more advanced course if you're already familiar with the language. After the year of coursework, you'll have 3 years in which to focus on your research. And we hope to provide plenty of resources to help you carry out your research in the best possible way. And I'll just go through a few of the things that are specific, I think, to our program. Particularly, we designed a special series of PhD seminars where we invite experts at various stages of their career, from early career researchers to very established professors, and we invite them to give fairly introductory lectures about certain topics in their discipline. Because, as my colleague Professor Baldini already told you, the School of Arts is characterized by a multidisciplinary environment. So it makes sense for us to foster a climate of research where you become accustomed to hearing people from several different disciplines. So in these introductory talks, you'll hear experts from all over the world introducing topics and problems in their discipline from a range of fields. These seminars have a very informal and friendly atmosphere. We have a very flexible format, 2 hours maximum. And speakers talk for about 1 hour. Then we have really questions and discussion until the 2 hours are over or until the questions are over. So there's really a special atmosphere at these talks. These are some examples of past and future Ph.D. seminars. You see, we had a lecture on the appreciation of Chinese calligraphy. We had a lecture on AI art, and the forthcoming one on restoration of works of painting and other visual artworks. The PhD Work in Progress Day is another special feature of our program. It's a day, normally around May, where you are invited as a PhD candidate to share your research regardless of its state of development. Even if you've just started, you're invited to share that research with your colleagues and with faculty members who are also invited to attend. But this is really a semi-private event in the sense that we do not advertise it outside the School of Arts, precisely because we want you to feel comfortable to have this one occasion every year where you can present your research to your colleagues and to faculty members to get as much useful feedback as possible. It's very important for you to practice your skills in terms of delivery of your research and to really compare what you're doing to what other people are doing and to receive some precious feedback, I think, from both faculty members but also from your colleagues, from the other students in your cohort. We also opened this Work in Progress Day to students from the Chinese PhD program. So we have an additional chance for the two communities, the communities of PhD students and that of international students, to find some way of sharing their research. And again, the focus is on keeping the atmosphere as friendly and informal as possible. And I have to say, having been involved in the organization of the Work in Progress Day for 2 years now, there have been always wonderful events, and I think we all have great memories of this kind of research format, conference format, which has proven quite useful to the students involved. Last but really not least, another feature of this program, which is perhaps one of the most unusual, is that we want to take advantage of the fact that we are in such an amazing city as Beijing, and we organize excursions for our students to appreciate cultural naturalistic sites in Beijing and in the Beijing area. So the travel and ticket expenses are covered by the School of Arts. These excursions happen normally once per semester, and they're of course not compulsory, but I'm sure you will not want to miss out. We have been to the obvious places, like obviously the Great Wall, but also to lesser known ones, but still pretty amazing, like James Turrell's Gather Sky, a fantastic installation, and also another very impressive archaeological site, Inshan Pagoda Forest, a complex of pagodas on the site of an ancient temple with a nearby hike on the mountains from which you can see the whole complex from above. The bottom line is that this program offers unique research opportunities in a very special setting, we believe, the setting of the School of Arts, with this multidisciplinary environment in a city that has an artistic offer in terms of both contemporary and traditional art that is really hard to match. But also it's a program that is international and welcoming and friendly, and we also hope it's fun.
Hello everyone. Hi, my name's Phoebe Haynes. I am a third-year PhD student from the UK at the School of Arts in Peking University.
My name is Sam Sklar. I am a fourth-year PhD student at the School of Arts as well. So being in China has, I would say, very much influenced my research. So I come from a place of art theory, aesthetics, and art history, focusing on contemporary art. And I've always had an interest in Chinese contemporary art, but my background is more broad. So I came into the program focusing on general history and sort of the visual aesthetic qualities in contemporary art. During my time here, I've continued this interest, but I've also used the opportunity being here to engage with a lot of the developments within the Chinese art scene right now, contemporary developments. And through talks with my supervisor and other professors and my peers as well, I've had the opportunity not just to learn about art, but also to meet certain artists, interview them, and just the general environment, having access to contemporary art galleries and museums within Beijing and other cities as well in China. I've been able to develop that element of my research, focusing on Chinese artists, while also developing sort of the general interests I have within contemporary art and aesthetics as well.
So somewhat similar to Sam's story, my research is very directly related to China, to Chinese music, specifically Chinese Kunqu opera. So prior to beginning my PhD, I had worked professionally as a classical singer for about 15 years and had performed in many different countries, and was fortunate enough to come to China, specifically to Beijing, about 9 years ago. And that really kindled in me this love for Chinese music and Chinese culture. But that being said, at PKU, we have such an international, such a global type of educational experience here. We are consistently one of the top 20 universities in the world, I think. So the level of academic rigor, combined with all of the cultural events that we have access to here, not just only in PKU, but in the city, broadly speaking, is just absolutely second to none. We have the NCPA, the fantastic opera house and concert venue. We have so many modern art galleries, Qijiu Ba, 798. Mm-hmm. There's so much on offer here for global scholars. So being in China has really, of course, directly influenced our specific journeys. But in general, PKU is just a fantastic place for anyone to study the arts and culture. So yes, we highly recommend it.
And not just being in Beijing, also you have, at least from my perspective within contemporary art, Beijing has a very good contemporary art scene, but so of course do Shanghai or Chengdu. And you also have very easy access to all of those cities as well, which is another benefit of living, I suppose, in China generally, if you have similar interests to me, at least.
Absolutely. I think, we should probably talk about, just how fantastic it is living in modern day China. The infrastructure is incredible. 2 days ago, I woke up in Shanghai. I spent the afternoon in Suzhou, and by the evening I was back in Beijing. So everything is just so well connected, efficient. The infrastructure is fantastic. The experience of living here is really, really wonderful. So there are so many different types of academic events and conferences on offer in China and also in our university specifically. The one I want to talk about is every August, September, we have a conference for international PhD students within the arts. And this for me has been such a fantastic forum, not only to share my own ideas and to get feedback, but also to hear what other people are working on, not just within musicology, which is my field, but also within many other areas of the arts. So that's been a really, really wonderful thing for me. As well as conferences, we also have so many classes that are very, very interactive. Every week I have the honor of presenting our classic Kunqu appreciation class, which for me is a really, really wonderful opportunity to have face-to-face interaction with some of the most world-renowned Kunqu practitioners. I'm sure it's not just only within the field of Kunshu, I'm sure within contemporary art, Chinese traditional culture as well. There are so many classes that happen on a weekly basis, which to me are almost the same as going to an international conference. They're at such a high level that I can really learn a lot from those forums.
Yeah, actually, I agree with you with all of that, but the Ph.D. conference is something I've attended as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to add that's a really good opportunity that the school provides. Of course, as any other conference, you submit your paper, you apply, and doing it, I've had the opportunity to sort of workshop a lot of ideas, which has been very helpful. One of the papers that I submitted to my first year attending that conference, I think in 2023, that paper eventually I moved on after years, and now it's a published paper. So it's a very good opportunity to sort of get feedback on your ideas and grow your ideas and get access to professors and peers. I also want to talk about some of the talks that the university has and other conferences organized by the arts department. For instance, the CCA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
CCAW.
CCAW,
Mm-hmm.
yes. This is a conference that's a yearly conference that the school sets up in the spring. And it's very nice that they always will generally have a guest keynote speaker. And they usually come from all over the world. Like last year, for instance, it was Sherry Irvin from University of, is it Idaho? Okay, sorry. Last year it was Sherry Irvin from the University of Oklahoma, who was very helpful for me because that is a key scholar for my research, actually. So I had the chance to hear her talk, meet with her, talk a bit with her, which is very good for my own research and just a helpful experience in general. And it's very nice that the school has these opportunities. And of course, these sort of, it's not just during conferences where we have a lot of guest lecturers. Generally, at least several times every term, there'll be various lecturers from all around the world. So it's a very global kind of environment in terms of research and a lot of opportunities to engage with scholars who are in my field, but also other fields, which I think is very helpful to have that access because it can help develop your own ideas to engage, interdisciplinary.
Absolutely, yeah. The point you just made then, it hadn't occurred to me, but I think that is one of the most amazing things about our course is the one-on-one, very tailor-made feedback that we get at kind of every step of the journey. For instance, like you said, the PhD conference and the CCAW conference. For those conferences, we submit a full paper and we get full feedback from experts on those. My experience with some other conferences has been that you don't always need to submit a full paper, and in that sense, you don't always get really, really detailed feedback. So that's something that's been very helpful to me. And the paper that I submitted for our PhD conference, I then was able to get feedback, take it to another conference, and then I hope that I can do what you've done and eventually publish my work. But yes, I think it's not only the student and supervisor relationship, which of course is primary, but there are so many other ways to get amazing academic feedback. We have a work in progress day once every year, I believe, or maybe it might even be once every semester in the future, I'm not sure. But that's a really wonderful forum as well to share our work and to just kind of, do something that scares us, get our evolving research out there and show it to our colleagues. So yeah.
Yes, the work in progress day is usually a good experience, yeah, because you have the opportunity to, it's one thing to be working on your dissertation on your own, but actually putting it together in a very clear, orderly presentation for others is very helpful. Yeah. And usually is very good feedback because, you have, again, your peers there, not just people from the English program, people from the, the main Chinese program as well. And many professors attend this conference as well, so they're able to provide feedback. So I think one of the good things about this program, one of the things I like a great deal, is it has simultaneously a very broad scope, the School of Arts at PKU, but also very specialized. And what I mean by that is, as a School of Art, it provides a lot of opportunities. So I'm in the art theory side of things, so I have an interest in aesthetics, but I also have a big interest in art history as well, so I kind of have a interdisciplinary interest. And this program is ideal for that, because you have your specific specialities, you have professors who are experts in certain things, but they're all located in one place, and they all interact with each other. So I think it's a great environment for interdisciplinary studies. So people who have those interdisciplinary interests would benefit a great deal. But even if you don't, I think that's just helpful in general, because you can have access to your specific area, whether it be film studies, musicology, art theory, anything like that, or traditional Chinese art, all types of things. But you also have people in related fields, adjacent fields, and even kind of unrelated fields. All of that is a good academic environment, I would say, to have that kind of access. So the type of scholars I would say is people who run a very wide gambit, maybe taking a particular interest in sort of not just interdisciplinary, but at least having a sort of general curiosity, I think is sort of something that's been fostered in me being here and has been very helpful for my research.
Absolutely, yeah, I would agree with everything you said. I think, what kind of a scholar would come to PKU? I think anyone who's looking for a world-class education, anyone who's looking for just the most rigorous and interesting, broad, international, but also uniquely Chinese Ph.D. course. There's so much on offer. If you don't already speak Mandarin, if you don't have knowledge of Chinese, you can come here, you can study Chinese. That's absolutely on offer, and in fact it's compulsory, I believe, for the first year. But there's so much else. You can attend, you can audit any class in the university. So if you're interested in Buddhist art, or you're interested in physics, or you have a very broad different other interests, you can go and audit any of those classes. You can benefit from that knowledge. So yeah, anyone curious and looking for a top class, world class education.
If you're interested in the program or have any questions at all, feel free to contact the School of Arts at PKU.
And we look forward to seeing you in Beijing.